what Senators Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz are saying. The CDC tracks deaths by firearms in the United States, and these are from 2020, the latest year that's available. And conservative states with looser gun laws have more shooting deaths per capita, period. States like Hawley's, Missouri, and Cruz's, Texas, have quadruple the number of gun deaths than most states with stricter laws. Democratic mayors are now taking up the fight against gun violence, and they've launched a week-long effort called Mayors Fight Back. I'm joined now by two of those mayors who are taking a stand, Mayor Sylvester Turner of Houston and Mayor Quentin Lucas of Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you both for being here. Mayor Turner, I want to start with you because you have had close to 300 gun-related deaths already this year in Houston. Can you talk to us about your efforts to stop it? And can you explain One Safe Houston, the initiative that you have?
Thanks, Simone. Thanks for having me. And it's good to be on the program with my good friend, Mayor Lucas. Let me just say to you that at the beginning of the year, we were, in terms of homicides, we were looking at a 65% increase in comparison to last year. And it was just moving in the wrong direction. What we decided is that we needed a holistic approach, not just one effort. So we put together what we call One Safe Houston. It's providing resources to law enforcement, more boots on the ground. It's utilizing more technology. It is also addressing crisis intervention, mental behavioral health issues, substance abuse, homelessness. It addresses people who are coming out of prison, coming back into society through the reentry program. And then it addresses our youth initiatives. We put on a very active, robust, Hire Houston youth program aimed at that group from 16 to 24. We hired 14,000 interns this summer, very successful. And we are utilizing community messengers and community influencers. And a part of that is the gun buyback program. It's all of that. And quickly, let me just tell you, since January, violent crime in most categories in the city of Houston has dropped. And just on homicides alone, where we were 65% at the beginning of the year, as of yesterday morning, we're down to 2%. And in almost every other category of violent crime, there has been a reduction.
So what you're telling me, Mayor Turner, is that what you are doing is working. I want to underscore for people who are watching at home what you said about the other services that you all are providing to address gun violence. I was a community organizer when I first graduated from school, and it was popular to be a community organizer back in the Obama days. And we worked with violence interrupters. We helped restart a summer jobs program and then brought it to be a year-round jobs program. Jobs programs make a difference, do they not?
They do. And I will tell you, when you look at the data, that group that's driving the crime numbers in the city of Houston, that group is between 16 and 24. Our Hire Houston youth program is aimed at that very same demographic. And so we want to show them we love them. We want to invest in them. We want to embrace them. And it has been very well received. When you rope that around our community messengers, community interrupters program, our crisis intervention, and utilizing law enforcement, we are not defunding anything, okay? But it takes all of that working together, and we are seeing positive results.
Positive results. Mayor Lucas, I want to bring you into this because you are actually suing the state of Missouri over a new law that requires that Kansas City increase funding for its police department. Why have you brought that lawsuit?
A few different reasons. This is a state that loves to intervene in what the city is doing, not give us any money to make things better, and to pass god-awful laws that put more guns on the streets and threaten our police officers more and more. Kansas City is the only city in Missouri that is run by the state. There is a commission of 4 people that are appointed by the governor and me. I'm often voted out in terms of most of the things we're thinking about, and that's what runs our police decision-making. And so where I wish we would see some of the positives that Mayor Turner has been able to push in Houston, sadly, we are not. We are seeing more concerns in connection with shooting activity in our city. We are seeing a lot more incidents relating to violent crime, including homicides, and we're trying to do better. And for me, I know our law enforcement officers, the rank and file, are trying to do better. The city is. We're investing in violence prevention. But when you have a state that has things like requirements on how much we spend, not allowing us to actually fund violence interrupters, social workers, counseling, or health department as fully as we'd like. That's how you get to have these ongoing problems again and again. And it's something that continues to get worse in this state.
Yes, this sounds like it is, to be very clear, it is insane that Kansas City is run by a 4-person panel and you can't do your work. That's insane to me. But you are finding ways to work around them. Not only are you taking the state on when it comes to funding, you also want to hold gun manufacturers responsible. I know that you've said that more than 70% of the guns connected to violent crime in 2021 were produced by 15 manufacturers. So what do you want to happen to those manufacturers?
Well, we want them to actually follow federal law. I mean, the biggest thing is half of what we need to do is make sure people are following rules. If you are a big time distributor, you need to make sure that you're selling guns to somebody who's not going to violate the law afterwards. Selling it to those types of distributors that are actually making sure guns get in the hands of folks that are in gang activity, any number of issues. Here in Kansas City, we had a gun manufacturer who was sending guns in the city, which they knew were going to be used in violent crimes, and that we connected back to a number of homicides in Kansas City. We were able to sue that manufacturer. They then filed bankruptcy, but the ATF under the Trump administration then gave them a new license under a different entity. We then sued the ATF. We then shut them down again. That's the cycle that we will keep doing, because these guns are not made on the streets of Kansas City. They're not made on the streets of most of our major cities. We need to make sure the rules are followed, just like alcohol distributors, just like so many other areas. And that can make a difference in making sure there's not the flood of firearms that are on our streets each and every day.
Mayor Turner, I saw you shaking your head. It is very clear to me that mayors have been on the front lines. Mayors are always on the front lines, but you all had to step up in a pandemic, and you are stepping up now in this conversation about crime across the country. And I'm just grateful to you both for being here today and shedding some light on what's happening in your city and what the mayors are doing throughout the